The cool thing about this channel and this series that we have is that it's about golf, of course, and it's wonderful that we get to use golf as an icebreaker, to spend time with wonderful people like yourself that, yes, we've met before, and it's so cool that golf does that and brings cool people together, but we don't know each other that well. But I feel like often in golf it allows for broader conversations and to get to know people on like a deeper level and to understand how your life has panned out to be the way it is, because you are just such a normal, like, you're so grounded and down to earth from Hollywood, you know, Belfast, and you've had an amazing amount of success. And I guess for our viewers and for selfishly me, I'm the one that gets to chat to you, it's interesting to hear a little bit about that journey and how your life's panned out in the way it is, and it's inspiring for people that are coming along next, and also people that are living their own lives out there. I suppose what I wonder is like how you are. Like, are you happy?
Yeah, I would say actually at the moment I'm the happiest I've ever been, to be honest with you.
Awesome.
I feel great about, you know, my family, which is the most important thing to me. We're so lucky there. Like, I married an incredible woman and we've got 3 beautiful, healthy girls. That's a great launching off point of happiness. You know, that is just like me sort of settled because of that. And I love that, like, stability that I have in my life, and I'm really thankful for it, that I, for whatever reason, made the right moves to find myself in this position, you know, with family wise.
How aware is your wife of that? Like, your mood is very dependent on your golf.
I try not to bring it home too much. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be sort of sullen one day and her say, "What's wrong?" I was like, it's just awful off the tee today. I just don't. 7 hours. Hopefully I'm not doing that, but like, she knows how much I care about the game and want to, you know, she's super supportive about that. You know, I don't have one of those eye-rolly, "Oh God, you're going to play golf." That's not what my relationship is with my wife and her relationship to golf. She knows that it makes me happy, and I think I said to you off camera, but like, I don't play at the weekends. Like, I'll go on 1 or 2 golf trips a year. 2, I do a father-son's one. I still go to now, even though my dad passed a few years ago, but we're still going to do this father-son's trip every year in Donegal. And then I get 1 golf chat trip. And that's it. And the rest of the time, I would never play at the weekend when our kids are this young. I just wouldn't. So I only really play when I'm off work and the kids are at school.
You're more strict.
Yeah, which I just don't see myself as, and I'm not really, but to them I obviously am more than my wife. She's more lenient, and I think I get that from my mum, and I think that's a really positive thing to have. Not be strict with them, but like, you know, you want to have kids that are polite and respectful and kind and promote all of those aspects of life that we need to be good human beings. So I'm probably pretty good about trying to implement those onto the kids.
I think so much of what we learn from the people we speak to have achieved cool things in their life, you know, always different ways to define success, but inspiring people is there has been something in their life, there has been a moment where they've developed a whole new level of resilience and grittiness, and something's come out in that moment that's driven them on to achieve something far greater than they ever could. And I suppose in your position, I'm not a parent, I hope to one day be, but I'm not in that position. But I imagine it's quite tricky when you've had so much success, how you build that in your own kids, because you're in a position where you can give them everything and anything they want. Have you thought much about that, about how you parent for resilience?
I think it's a bit of a constant sort of battle, really. I've a fear generally about kids these days, about resilience, not just my kids, but this whole generation, of what lack of resilience they have and how unworld ready they are and how easily offended they are and scared of things. You know, I do think I'm, again, lucky to be a generation that could deal with stuff and you know, be okay with hardship. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is being able to say no to the kids a lot, and because I think they are aware that they could kind of have a lot of stuff. And sometimes we've maybe been too good to them in terms of like letting them have stuff, and then we try to rein that in, and they don't like it because they've been offered it before. It's like, but last time we came here, we got this. Like, right, okay, well, you're not this time. Mummy and Daddy had a chat, and we think you're getting too much stuff, whatever, you know. But like, we also, you know, I want to enjoy a good life with the kids, and they have we have a lovely life and lovely home, and we go on really nice holidays, and we do all that stuff. But I hope with the way they see both my wife and I interact with each other and with other people, and how we treat people, that they'll be good kids, and they'll well, they're not even at that age yet where there's no pocket money involved, anything like that, but that'll be a whole thing of how we deal with that, and understanding the value of money and the importance of that, and that you do have to work for it, and you know, I certainly won't be just going, right, here you are, you're 18, here's bucket loads of cash.
It's a wee bit left of yours. Just about, you know, we're talking about, you know, obviously being in the public eye, and you've been enormously in the public eye, and in probably quite an extreme way, just given the way that I guess people put you on the pedestal, particularly with the 50 Shades, I think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, that sort of catapulting into a different stratosphere.
Yep.
I wonder how your family have coped with that, and your wife. How does she cope with it?
Not watching the movies helps, I think, and it's sort of just immersing yourself too much in the sort of chaos of it, because it is chaos, it's noise. It's a big, uncontrollable energy and noise being involved in stuff like that, in a franchise like that, and it seems like it's a thing that you can't have a huge amount of control over, so you try to control the things you can, which is like, maybe it's not helpful for my wife to watch 3 movies where I'm simulating sex with someone else.
Yeah, totally.
So you control that. You know, I wasn't on social media at that time. I wasn't on it at all, and then joined during COVID because I was bored like the rest of us. So not being on social media around the whole time, I can control that. So I did that, which was good, helpful, I'd say. Really helpful, I'd say, if I consider like what has probably been said. We started a family at the exact time.
Wow.
So our firstborn was born 3 days before we started shooting 50 Shades.
Oh my goodness.
So my life was changing in the most gargantuan way.
Yeah.
But not because of 50 Shades. And I just happened to have the baby on the Friday morning and started shooting on the Monday.
Wow.
So life was changing massively, but more because we were having a kid.
Yeah, that must have been hard. That must have been really hard.
But it was great to have that focus. It was really hard for all of us. But it was great then to just have, like, that was the focus of my life. And then that, of course, has been the focus of my life for the last 10 years. So this other massive thing was going on with 50 Shades and all thing, and I was like, lads, I'm having kids here.
Yeah.
You know, we are in it as a family and starting that family. So in the best way, that was the greatest distraction and the greatest focus to have during all that circus.
There's one question I just realised I forgot I really wanted to ask you, because I've heard you talk about it a couple of times, and I just think it's so lovely, so I want to ask you it. But I heard that you knew you wanted to marry your wife, like from the moment you saw her. Yeah. What's that?
I don't know what that is. I can't explain what that is.
Yeah.
That is what happened to me. And my wife used to be an actress. Like, before we met, she quit. She hated it, and she quit a couple of years even before we met in 2010. And I'd seen her once on an audition, so I knew who she was as an actor. And I'd seen her, and there's just something about her aura, I guess is the best way of saying it, that I was like, I just always felt that we'd have a connection if we met, and I basically fancied her. But then when we did meet in LA at a house party, I just did really know.
Yeah.
I don't know if love at first sight. I don't know. You have to work to find love, I think. But I had a very strong sense that I would spend my life with her when I met her. Yeah, it was a mad feeling. Right. I found a very comforting and satisfying feeling, I have to say. Because also it got off on a good start. It was good chat instantly, and I wouldn't be the most confident person talking to girls, and I've never initiated a conversation with a girl in my life. Certainly not one that I was pursuing in that kind of way. So for me, it was a comfort of like, oh thank God I don't have to do this again. So when I met my wife and someone sort of introduced me to her, so
Yeah.
we were sort of forced into a conversation rather than me having to initiate. That worked well for me, and yeah, delighted I never have to do it again.
You found the girl of your dreams.
Yep.
And you've managed to hang on to her.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, so